girls like me. And my girls and I want to tell you why. I came here with some of my friends, Gifty, Elsie, Priscilla, and my very adorable Selma Yoda, former team president of KNUST. Young girls and women like us do have dreams. My dreams actually scares me. I want to be a great woman, and I want to be a responsible leader in our dear nation, Ghana. As young girls, we understand that we must coexist and work together with other men and women to advance the cause of gender parity and ensure our country develops. Yet, are you not surprised that when a woman is running for SRC president in our universities or training colleges, it becomes so shocking that she is doing so? It is like she shouldn't be venturing into that arena. It's not her space. Most of you listening to me here have probably attended universities and know that what I'm saying is the truth. That the SRC president is for males and that women should be put into a small corner and must be content with roles like Women's Commissioner, General Secretary, and Treasurer. Yes, Women's Commissioner. In some of our mid schools, the boys are automatically carved out to be the head prefects, and ladies asked to be assistant girls prefects. In our schools, the boys prefects are automatically carved to deliver the school's speech and prize-giving day speeches. On occasions where folks are needed for a speaker for vote of thanks, or someone to share item 13, or the ashes, we look for the ladies. We have unfortunately and unknowingly been teaching our girls that top leadership is not meant for them. When a woman becomes MD of a company, it's historic. When she becomes the vice chancellor in a university that probably has more females than males, it's historic. So we often hear the first woman to do this, the first woman to do that, the first woman to be here. But we never hear the first.
Very much. Thank you very much. Let me acknowledge our General Secretary, Fifi Abekwete. Let me acknowledge my running mate in whom I'm well pleased, Prof. Naana Opoku-Agyemang. Let me acknowledge our youth commander, George Opariado, aka Pablo. Let me acknowledge our vice chairman of our party who are here present. Let me acknowledge my campaign manager, Professor Joshua Alabi, and acknowledge the chair of our manifesto drafting committee, Professor Danso Boafo, and indeed all the distinguished personalities here. Let me acknowledge you in the words of our dear departed former President John Dramani Mahama and say, my brothers and sisters. Thank you very much, and I'm happy to join you on the occasion of International Youth Day. To all of you, my children, my nieces and nephews, my sisters and brothers, and my beloved, talented, and dynamic young Ghanaians, I want to thank you for the honor. And I'm excited to have the opportunity to launch the National Democratic Congress Youth Manifesto before you today on August the 12th. As you have just heard from the various presentations that have been made, the NDC's Youth Manifesto is the blueprint for our commitment to empowering the youth of Ghana and unlocking your potential for sustainable development. The theme for this year's International Youth Day is From Clicks to Progress, Youth Digital Pathways for Sustainable Development. Indeed, this theme perfectly underscores the transformative power of digital technologies in driving progress and shaping the future of our young people. As we celebrate young people's contribution to leveraging digital tools for positive change, I am proud to reaffirm our pledge, the Mahama and Naana Jane administration's pledge, to upskill digital skills and training for Ghanaian youth. We envision a future where every young Ghanaian has the opportunity to thrive in the digital age. And that is why we are committed to supporting digital startups and incubation hubs and training 1 million young Ghanaians in coding. And if you want to know who has plagiarized who, go to the NDC 2020 Manifesto and look at page 88, and you'll see the Million Coders program there. Additionally, we will invest the equivalent of $3 billion in collaboration with the private sector to build a vibrant technology and fintech industry that will create jobs and boost economic growth in Ghana. The 24-hour economy policy we will implement in 2025 is a game changer that will open new job markets, foster entrepreneurship, and drive innovation. By creating an enabling environment for young people to thrive, we will lay the foundation for a prosperous future for all Ghanaians, not just a few. But our commitment to the youth goes beyond digital empowerment. The NDC Youth Manifesto outlines several key initiatives, including increased access to quality education from the basic and second cycle to tertiary levels, affordable health care, and numerous job creation programs. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to acknowledge the commendable efforts of our National Youth Wing, led by indomitable George Opariado, aka Pablo, for this excellent, well-choreographed youth event. Since I launched Ghana's first national youth policy in Cape Coast in 2010, during my tenure as Vice President of this country, I remain committed to recognizing and honoring our youth on International Youth Day. And as President, I consistently hosted gatherings with young people and youth development stakeholders to celebrate the ingenuity and contribution of the youth to our country. And indeed, one of the most memorable of those occasions was the day I spent with a young cocoa farmer and his family in Asen North. We were later to come and win a historic by-election in that constituency. Also during my presidency, my government prioritized investments in youth development across various sectors, including education, skills training, health, recreation, sports, and job creation. We expanded access to skills training opportunities throughout the country, as well as to teacher and nursing training programs and tertiary education. I also purposefully appointed intelligent and hardworking young men and women to serve in my government, and they performed creditably well. Ladies and gentlemen, their excellent performance gives me the confidence to appoint more young people to serve in my government from January 2025. God willing, when I am voted president. You just saw the talent that was displayed here this morning. We have the young men and we have the young women. The National Youth Authority Act, which was enacted in 2016, strengthened the framework for youth development. And that piece of legislation streamlined the operations of the National Youth Authority. It increased youth representation on its governing board from a single one, to 3 members, and recognized the establishment of the Ghana Youth Federation as a platform for all youth-led organizations. The law also mandated the creation of regional and district youth committees to encourage youth involvement in decision-making. And importantly, it allocated a portion of the District Assembly's Common Fund to enhance youth development, addressing the centuries-old complaint of resource constraints. Unfortunately, the District Assembly's Common Fund is not being paid. It's many quarters in arrears. The challenges facing our youth: mismanagement of our economy, pervasive corruption, nepotism, and poor governance under the current administration have combined to negatively impact the youth of Ghana. Many young people are eager and ready to work, but the struggle to find employment is a huge challenge. The rising unemployment rate, which currently stands at a staggering 14.7%, was worsened by the recent banking sector cleanup, which led to widespread job losses, especially among the banking and finance professionals. Other statistics that show the dire situation of Ghanaian youth is a 21.7% youth unemployment rate. The 8 million Ghanaians who went a day without food last year, and many of them young people. And you heard about 001 and 100 and 010. And also the 1.9 million young people, youth, who are not in employment, they are not in education, and they are not in skills training. The harsh business climate has caused numerous businesses to collapse, leading to further layoffs. The ongoing crisis is fostering frustration amongst young people, increasing poverty, social unrest, and disenchantment with the whole democratic process. The scarcity of job opportunities compels many young individuals to resort to low-paying informal work or seeking opportunities abroad, thereby exacerbating the brain drain that hampers our national development. And if you go to Nigeria, they call it jakpaing. To jakpa means to run away from your country and go abroad. This reality perpetuates inequalities and undermines social stability, as the potential of our youth remains untapped. To tackle these issues, I have proposed a sustainable vision to reset Ghana by introducing we need a reset by introducing and aggressively implementing the 24-hour economy policy. If you are hearing about the 24-hour economy initiative for the first time, or you are pretending that you do not know what it is about, please cock your ears now and listen to me explain it again. This is a policy that is not peculiar only to Ghana. A 24-hour economy will enable one job to be shared across 3 shifts and employ 3 persons, providing job opportunities for 3 workers instead of 1. And that is what my intelligent, eloquent younger sister, or should I say my daughter, explained as 1, 3, 3. This policy aims to drive economic growth, improve service delivery, and create jobs in both the public and private sectors, and will prioritize the needs of our young people. And for the policy to thrive, the government will have to invest in security and public safety measures, including recruiting additional personnel, enhancing street lighting to promote nighttime economic activity. Essential components of the public sector's 24-hour service that is for the public sector, would include a 24-hour ports and harbor, 24-hour customs service, 24-hour banking service, 24-hour vehicle licensing service, and 24-hour passport services, amongst others. I also intend to incentivize the private sector to operate 24 hours, and targeted sectors in the private sector would include 24-hour agro-processing, 24-hour manufacturing, 24-hour construction, 24-hour sanitation and waste management, 24-hour transport services, 24-hour financial institutions, and 24-hour retail and tourism services. Aside from incentives that will be provided for these businesses that will sign up for the policy, increased demand will be driven by deliberate government procurement of locally made goods, an expanded export drive under the ETLS, which is the ECOWAS Trade Liberalization Scheme, and the African Continental Free Trade Area Agreement. This will absorb the increased supply of goods and services that we do not use locally. We will decentralize the center to other regions, and these centers will train students and unemployed graduates, enabling them to capitalize on digital job opportunities. We will work with the telecom companies to reduce data costs and deploy free Wi-Fi in all our schools and selected public places. And we have the capacity to do this. With fiber, with satellite internet, we can provide free Wi-Fi services to all our public institutions. My dear Ghanaian youth, the 8-hour work system that we currently operate is woefully inadequate to generate the production, the productivity, and well-paying jobs that are needed to revive Ghana's bankrupt economy. They are also inadequate to produce enough jobs for our young people. As I stated during my John Mahama Live virtual event some weeks ago, extraordinary times require extraordinary interventions for exceptional results. Ghana is experiencing extraordinary hardships, and the youth are also choking under the yoke of these hardships. This being the case, the 24-hour economy initiative is the best and most extraordinary pathway to generating the decent and well-paying jobs that our young people need, the jobs that our young people are waiting for. We will create an enabling environment with deliberate policies for business, companies, and government institutions to operate 24/7 in a 3-hour shift system to stimulate job creation. I'm determined to provide the necessary incentives such as favorable tax, cheaper and more reliable power in order to encourage this. We'll also provide financial support through the Ghana Exim Bank from our oil revenues and the Women's Development Bank, amongst others. And this is why the Trade Union Congress described the 24-hour economy initiative, and I quote, as a great idea that could be the game changer for youth employment. And also note that the Ghana Federation of Labour, the Chamber of Local Government, the National Union of Ghana Students, and the IEA, amongst many other well-meaning Ghanaians, have spoken favorably about the 24-hour economy initiative. We shall not fail them. We shall deliver to exceed their expectations. And we will create the jobs that you young people have been waiting for. And when these jobs are created, none of you will be left out. But let me say at this point that before I left office in January 2017, my government, through the NDPC, that's the National Development Planning Commission, had developed a 40-year development plan. And this 40-year development plan had captured the 24-hour economy initiative. So it's not like a new initiative. We had thought about it already in 2017. My children, my young brothers and sisters, elections have consequences. And this is why you must vote wisely for change on December 7th. You must vote for John and Jane, and also for your NDC parliamentary candidate. Because we need a healthy majority in Parliament to be able to carry out the programs that are needed to provide jobs for our young people. I'm resolute in my commitments to establish a dedicated ministry for youth development. This ministry will centralize the coordination of youth initiatives in Ghana. It will facilitate job creation. It will promote entrepreneurship. It will provide scholarships and enhance youth participation in decision making, while ensuring the effective implementation of the National Youth Authority Act. Despite various initiatives, a significant gap still exists between the skills offered by educational institutions and the demands of our job market. Only about 10% of our young people receive formal skills training, and thereby hampering their employability and their economic prospects. This current situation is detrimental to innovation and economic growth, and particularly affecting artisans and craftsmen who need access to modern tools and training. And therefore, to address these shortcomings, the next NDC government will partner with religious bodies and other non-governmental organizations to invest in diverse skills development programs to enhance the economic opportunities that are available to our young people. And so, the National Apprenticeship Program, which is NAP, and the expanded TVET centers will provide skills upscaling for youth who do not progress to the tertiary level. Political bias and nepotism have tarnished the recruitment processes within Ghana's security services and our public sector. This undermines trust in public institutions and creates disillusionment amongst our youth. Under my leadership, recruitment will be decentralized to ensure equitable representation of all our citizenry within the security agencies and our public services. We shall not do secret recruitment in the bedrooms of party chairmen or in chiefs' palaces. We will give the opportunity for all young Ghanaians who want to serve to be able to do so. According to a 2023 study by the Center for Democratic Development, 55%